What is up, guys, and welcome to Matrix. My name is Eric, and welcome to another World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor news update. I'm bringing you some news about Warlords of Draenor PvP changes, as well as a few class updates, and also some information about the Warlords of Draenor beta. When is it going to be released anyway, you probably ask? We're gonna find out in this video. First off, let's talk about the beta. There have been some big changes to the starting experience shown off at BlizzCon. This is one of the reasons that the beta has not yet started. So, to explain this very quick, Blizzard is putting all their effort into Warlords of Draenor. They want to give us the best experience as possible, and they're waiting for themselves. They want to be ready to release the beta. When they think the beta is ready to be released, they will release it. So, that only means that they are not ready yet. That only means if we will be having a beta right now, for example, it will be filled with tons of bugs. Maybe. Let's just take that for example. Blizzard wants to give us the best experience as possible, and Warlords of Draenor has changed heavily since they showed it at BlizzCon. So there have been some big improvements to the game also, and when they're done with most of the game, they will release it to us in the beta. So I'm waiting impatiently for the beta to be released, and I'm really happy that Blizzard is finally thinking about the experience. And don't get me wrong, because they are always thinking about the experience for players, but this time they're really focusing on getting out the beta whenever they're ready, whenever the experience is high enough. So, for example, if we go 2 years back to Mr. Pandaria beta, we probably seen a lot of bugs. Example, it was totally bugged. Now they want to improve the experience, remove the bugs right now, so they can go and test it on the alpha and show it to the players, and then release the beta, so we can have the best experience as possible. But yeah, and the question is, when will Warlords of Draenor beta be released anyway? And my guess is somehow next month. Like in the beginning of June, or maybe even in the end of May, which is this month already. But I don't think Blizzard is ready right now at the moment to release the beta. I think we will be waiting additional weeks, maybe a month from now on. Who knows? I'll keep you guys updated. And now let's get on to PvP. First off, that was here we'll take a look at some CC changes. There was too much CC in Mr. Pandaria PvP, which upset a lot of players. It is still an important and necessary part of PvP though, and that is a true fact. Let's just say that if I go into arena and I just want to have a great time and countering my opponent, trying to burst him down, but then I get feared, and then I get stunned, and then I get disoriented, and then I get all these kind of different things. And that really can upset a lot of players, really, especially me. So they're scaling CCs down, like it will still be there, don't worry, because it is a very important and necessary part of PvP still. But it will be scaled down a bit, like, let's just say, if we take the Druid's Cyclone, that is kind of like a stun ability. It stuns you, right? You're not able to do anything, you're not able to move or anything, you are stunned. And then we have the stun abilities, and things like that will be merged into one category. So the amount of categories for CC will be reduced and merged into different 5 main groups actually. I cannot remember them, but let's just take snares effects and brute effects. They're pretty much the same actually, so I think they will also be melded into one big category. So if, for example, let's just go down to diminishing return categories. Diminishing return categories were also too complicated, so the number of categories was also reduced for Warlords of Draenor. Even with the changes, many of the popular arena comps are still viable, so don't worry, you can still go BM Hunter, Frostmage example. They will still be very OP, don't worry. But diminishing return, what this does is that, if, for example, if I stun you for 6 seconds, and those 6 seconds are done, I'm not able to stun you for another 6 seconds, then the duration will get halved into 1. So it will get scaled down to 3 seconds, and then if I stun you again, it will get scaled down to 1.5 seconds, and furthermore, and so on and so on. So it will have to be fair, and then when you have been stunned so many times, you will be immune to stuns for a certain amount of time. So the amount of CCs will also get scaled down. Like, as I said, Cyclone Stun, perhaps, I'm not even certain, this is just my thoughts, perhaps they will get merged into one category, so you're not able to... The diminishing return is very, very useful. So, they will scale down the CCs as well. So, example, if I am using snare effects, if I'm using root effects, and all those kind of things, for example, if I root you, and I root you again, the duration will get health, and also the duration will get health from snare effects as well. So things like that, anything like that. So diminishing return will affect it a lot more, and the categories will get melded together into 5 main groups. So the amount of CC will still be there, it will just get scaled down, so don't worry. And here's one of the other very amazing features that I thank Blizzard for, because that is really appreciated, because I was really upset at the time as Isle. Here's an example. PvP gear will have a second item level that activates when you're doing PvP. This allows the PvP gear to be useful in other parts of the game while having it remain the best gear for PvP. And sorry, I don't know what happened to my voice there. Anyway, let's just take an example. To explain this, let's just take an example. At the Timeless Isle, if I'm fully PvE geared, and yes, PvE gear is better than PvP gear right now, so PvP gear is pretty useless, to be honest, out of arenas and RPGs. I mean, those kind of things, it is still the best, but outside, in the open world, in world PvP, PvP gear sucks. I mean, PvE gear is so much better, and I can be fully PvE geared, go and gank a fully PvP geared. And if my skills are as high as the player with full PvP gear, then I will be able to one-shot him, basically. I will be able to freaking nuke his balls off. That's the way, because the PvE gear is so much higher, the stats are so much higher, and I will be able to do so much more damage than if I had PvP gear. So that match wasn't fair at all. Blizzard is fixing that now. They're making it so that PvP gear will have a second item level that activates the same exact time as I open on you. So your PvP gear will get scaled up, and so the match is fair to everyone. And I just think this is a great feature. Thank you, Blizzard. Now let's just take a look at Ashran. Ashran will be somewhat like Timeless Isle for PvP. Players can go there, explore the island, kill some players and creatures, and earn some things that will benefit them in PvP. So, to summarize what Ashran is overall, Ashran is this sandbox mode kind of thing, located east to Draenor. It will be this open world war going on all the time between the Horde and the Alliance. And to explain what Ashran is overall, Ashran will have a Horde and the Alliance fortress on opposite ends of the island, with staging areas behind each base. This area will have vendors, let you duel, and be a place for PvP players to hang out. Each faction's base is fully manned with NPCs that are fighting a battle. The main battle takes place in the center, slowly pushing towards the other faction's fortress. These are objectives out on the outer edges of the island. It shouldn't feel too much like a battleground, more like unstructured PvP with some points of the interest. Ashran won't be ready for the initial builds. So, to summarize what Ashran is this open world. It is this small island where there will be a war going on all the time, pretty much like the old school Alterac Valley, where the war could just keep on forever, or Taran Mill and South Shore, like even before, when we didn't even have BGs or something like that. But no, it will have these staging areas where you will start if you teleport to the island. Then you will have these fortresses located at the opposite ends of the island. And these are fortresses with maybe a leader located. If you kill the leader, you will probably win the battle, and then the battle will restart in a few hours. I don't know, but there will be elite NPCs fighting the other team's NPCs also. And at these fortresses, there will be these vendors that will probably sell you potions, maybe sell you food, maybe sell you PvP gear, things like that, enchants, whatsoever. You'll also be able to duel there and test out your skills against your own faction first, and you'll be able to man up your group before going into battle against the opposite faction. So this is pretty much just a place to hang out, such pretty much like any other main city where you're just sitting and preparing yourself. And this is just a amazing thing. And around this isle there will be jungle creatures. There will be these creatures you can kill and earn rewards. And also there will be these outer edges of the island, also these points where you can capture to your faction, and then that will probably benefit you in PvP, maybe give your team a buff or something like that. And this pretty much reminds me that Ashran is some kind of don't get me wrong, this is what maybe I have misunderstood this pretty much, but I am not certain. Sorry. Perhaps this Ashran is somehow like a Dota, somehow a mobile island, because we have these two different fortresses. We have some NPCs fighting each other. You can also call them minions. We have players, different players fighting against the other different players. We have these jungle creatures located around the island. We have some let's just say altars, for example. We have some points you can capture, and you will buff your own team. And these things reminds me so much about a MOBA game. And perhaps this will be, perhaps it's not. We will find out as the beta opens. But I'm just so stoked about this new Ashran thing. And let's just go down to the alpha. There will be an alpha realm that is only for PvP, with pre-made level 100 characters only, and most of the world is disabled. This will allow a longer period of feedback on PvP changes than the previous betas have had. And this also counts for raid testing. Raid testing will also start taking place earlier, as tech is in place to let you zone into Blackrock Foundry at level 92 and temporarily be increased to level 100 for raid testing. So to sum up this, there will be an alpha realm only for PvP, and you'll be able to make a pre-made level 100 character already, and most of the open world is disabled. You will only be able to do PvP, and then you're able to send feedback to Blizzard. So PvP is probably getting a lot better in this expansion than ever before, because Blizzard is receiving more feedback now, which is also good. And this counts also for raid testing, like it will take place much earlier than the previous betas have had. You'll be able to, for example, if you're level 92, leveling in Frostfire Ridge, you'll be able to zone into Blackrock Foundry just to test out the raid, and you will be temporarily being increased to level 100. And when you're done with the raid and zone out again, you will be 92 all over again and start where you came from. So pretty interesting too. And let's go down to Skirmishes. Skirmishes will have a random reward at the end. This could be either honor, battleground gear, or maybe even conquest gear. You can solo queue and will be matched with another player of the appropriate role. Wow! So Skirmishes, what this is that, for example, if I'm a very high rated player, and if I am, let's just say, I'm joining up with a noob whose rating is just fairly above 1000 in the matchmaking rating, and if we lose, which we probably will, my rating will get reduced heavily, which will make me sad. So then there will be these skirmishes, which will reward you instead. And you can also, let's just say, you are a solo player, like you want to go 1 versus 2 arenas, you can still do that, of course. But if you want to go solo into arenas and be capped that way, you can actually be able to solo queue now for arenas that you ever could before, and you will be matched with another player of the appropriate role. So, for example, if you're on Holy DK going into a solo arena, you'll be probably matched against a Arms Warrior. So the match is fair for everyone. So this is really trying to stabilize and balance it a lot more, and so it is fair for everyone. Let's move down to random battlegrounds. Random battlegrounds are popular because they are solo queue experience. So skirmishes will hopefully allow a lot of players who have never done arenas before to start doing them. So what this is that random battlegrounds you're able to solo queue for battleground, right? What if you were able to do that for arenas too? Maybe this will attract more newbies, I say, new players to do arenas also. So there will be more competition also in arenas, many more players to duel, many more players to fight, and this will be amazing too. And last but not least, the team is toning down visuals from other players while leaving your own visuals intact. To explain this, because I know this can be pretty hard to understand, because there are very much information given here, but this will, for example, if you're a free mages in arena, and you don't know which one of your own mages that was yours, like if you have this new, we have this new amazing talent Meteor. This looks amazing too. But also if you have two other mages also using Meteor, their meteors will get scaled down, so they will be harder to see, and you will be able to focus more on your own. So you will have more easier to find your own meteor. And also, but also, let's just take an example. If you're against an opponent who's also a mage, will the meteor for the opponent's faction get scaled down too? No. If you're against another player who's also using meteor, then the visuals will remain the same, because you wanna know what to do in PvP. You wanna be knowing what's going on all the time as a practice. So yeah, very much information here. And all of this information was taken from the WoW Source series going on World of Warcraft's channel right now. WoW Source is a series where the players questioning the developers, and they will answer questions, and they will tell some more information about updates, about news in World of Warcraft. And I'll put a link to WoW Source episode 3 where all this information is from, and also a link to MMO Champion, where you can go and read all this what I just read for you. So yeah, that was all I have for you in this video. I hope this video was helpful, because if it was, then thumbs up. It always helps, guys, it really do. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next one. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Take care, guys. Bye bye.